this ain't the motherfucker that called me a bitch. Wrapped up in some bullshit now. Like, I used to think, when I was younger, I used to think celebrities were so smart, and I felt like they found the dumbest people in the world to be famous. Somebody's trying to extort him for money. We don't give a f. You want to toss a little bitch in there like a fucking parsley? Okay, whatever. So, welcome back to my podcast. Today we're going to be talking about Aries Spears. And this wasn't a topic that I really wanted to touch on because I don't give a fuck about that. Like, personally, I wasn't going to waste my breath. But I just thought, maybe it's something to touch on because it is a hot topic of discussion right now. And I did have an opinion about it. I had an opinion about the whole situation about, and I'm just watching their responses, even though I know they can't really say much on it because they're going through a legal battle right now. So they have to kind of watch what they say. When you're working on a case, I know your attorneys are telling you, don't say this, don't say that, don't respond to this, don't respond to that, because you're going to incriminate yourself. Don't say too much about your opinion. You have people pulling your puppet strings. So basically what's going on right now, I'm sure everybody knows, they're having like case going on where they basically exploited a little boy and a little girl. I didn't see the full video. I just saw like a piece of it, and that was enough for me to be disgusted. There's nothing to talk about. Like, I have a son, so this kind of hit me a little bit deeper than it would have hit a lot of people who don't have any kids and, who can't really relate, even though everybody as a whole agree that this is disgusting. Okay, so him and Tiffany Haddish is her name. Aries Spears and Tiffany Haddish was involved in something very disturbing. When I first heard about it, I thought it was a joke. I was like, they didn't do anything. I thought it was just speculation. And I like to give people the benefit of the doubt if there's no proof, if there's nothing out there. So this to me was just something that's hearsay. Like, you hear a lot of people saying like there's heavy in the industry and sexual assault and the casting couch and things like that. So a lot of, I don't even want to say the other stuff, but you get the drift. You got your rumors that go around about people, and they never really speak on it, never really acknowledge it. So it's just kind of just like something just he say, she say. I'm not completely disregarding what people say, what the rumors are, and I'm not giving it too much energy because people start shit all the time. It's unfortunate to be caught up in something that you had no parts in. But this was real, okay? When I saw this video on Twitter, I was disgusted. I was extremely disgusted. I was like, it's no way. It's no way he actually recorded this. So let's back up here. How do I know Aries Spears? Of course, I grew up during Comic View days. I remember Aries Spears from doing stand-up. I believe he used to do the Jay-Z, he used to do a lot of Jay-Z like parodies and stuff. He was good at that. So that's kind of how I know him. What he's done after that, I don't fucking know. Nothing memorable stands out in my head as far as, his acting, any movies he played on. If he did play on something big, I don't remember. If he did, I'm not discrediting, his acting career, but there's no memorable movies in my head that he played on. He's never had a lead role on anything that I know of or that I've watched or that I even cared about. So if he does have a lead role somewhere out there, I don't know, put it in the comments. But who cares? That's not the focus of today's video right now. It's not his acting career, how much of a nobody he is. He said some crazy things about people. He's talked shit about Lizzo. That's kind of what brought him to the forefront of attention. And I guess somebody didn't like that and they started digging. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it was Lizzo that did the digging. Like, if she did that, thank you for pulling that out, because a lot of people are probably fans of his or supporters of his that didn't even know what he was on. If I'm supporting you, of course, people are not going to judge you and, every little bad thing you did in your life, they're not going to unsupport you. But this deserves you having nobody, okay? I wouldn't be surprised if, I don't know what happened. I didn't even see the bathtub scene. They're talking about that. I just saw the living room. That was enough for me. After I saw the little boy making hand gestures with the toy, I was like, that's it. I had to turn it off. I can't comfortably sit here and watch this. Like, a part of me was like, how far did they go? And like, just the beginning, it was just like, what is this? Like, I was like, this is not real. This can't be real. But then when I started seeing the kid doing the hand gestures and them zooming in on his what they even had him wearing, and just, I was like, why was the parents okay with this being put out like this? I would have said something. Well, they said they tried to say something a long time ago. I don't even know if it's the parents of these kids that's actually making the claim. I don't even know. I don't like knowing about things like this because I think about my kid and I think about what I would do to someone that does something to my kid. So for me to watch somebody being victimized like this and watch somebody being exploited like this and somebody signed off on it just makes me feel some type of way. And him talking about people in a negative way is what brought it to the light. So you got to be careful what you say about people. I don't pick at people for no reason. There's a reason behind every single thing. And I really usually don't target people specifically. But this is a situation where I felt like somebody targeted me. Somebody said something to me. So it's just ironic that this is what's happening. And I'm just speaking on facts. I'm not just picking at him. Like, I didn't just pick him out of crowd like, oh, who this lame. I didn't look at what you're doing. This shit is public. And I'm not the only one speaking on it. Because they said this video was on YouTube for a very long time, which I'm surprised that, you know, they even had this video up and it was just there. Just like, this is very disturbing. Like, why is this even on? Why is this even up? I could see if it was like a person who is of age, an older person playing a younger role. But this is an actual freaking kid that's being exploited. And for this to be readily available for people to watch at their, you know, there's a lot of sick people in this world. So somebody probably found enjoyment in watching that video. And it's just like, I watched that to see if this shit was real. I'm like, what are they doing? What are they doing? And Tiffany Haddish, like, I was never expecting her to be a part of something this weird. Like, this is crazy. Like, she says and does some crazy shit, but I was kind of rooting for her. Like, we was all kind of rooting for her. You know, I wouldn't say like I didn't find her that funny or whatever, but we were all still rooting for her. So for her to even be a part of something like this is very creepy. To pretend like she has no parts in it. She even said that she was trying to help the little boy get a role on Disney or something. I don't know. I don't want to misquote whoever put that article out, whoever said that, if she said that. I don't know the exact terminology, but I read something online that said that she was trying to help the kid get a Disney role. And I'm like, so that makes me like double back. What were the parents? Where were the parents? Like, did you fucking just drop the kid off? Did you not stay and pay attention to what was going on? Like, did you not even inquire about what they were filming your kid in? Like, did you not ask? Did you not sit there? Did you not read what the script was going to be? Even though there was really no words, it was just like, it's like a music video or something. I don't know what the fuck it was. But from the little piece that I saw, there was not really any dialogue but Tiffany Haddish at the beginning. And I don't even think I even heard what she said. But just watching what I saw, what did you discuss with the parent? Oh, we're going to do a PSA. Me as a parent, like, my brain is joggling. Like, I would never leave my kid in an environment. But I know money and fame makes people desperate in their head to do things, or, you know, to put themselves in predicaments that they wouldn't normally put themselves in. So I know it's a lot of parents that aren't really that bright, because there was no way I would ever leave my kid with a bunch of strangers just because they say they were producers. And you knowing how the industry is, like, you know how the industry is. You know there's a lot of sex offenders creeping around in it. You know there's a lot of pedophilia creeping around in it. You see what a lot of these childhood stars have said, things that's happened to them. You see what happens. Why would you even leave your kid to be subject to something like that? Did they pay you? Did they promise you fame? Like, what was happening? So I'm not completely putting the total blame on the actors or the production or the director or the fucking video cameraman who zoomed in on the baby. Like, I'm not even putting them totally at fault, because the parents are responsible too. Unless somebody kidnapped your kid and put your kid in this video, you can't sit here and say that you played no part in exploiting your kid. And I know this is a really strong topic that I didn't really want to speak on this because this is not like the route, that I'm going on my podcast, but I am talking about real shit and I'm talking about things that are happening right now. And there's no way to sugarcoat this. You're not going to get any sympathy from us. Like, I'm not for tearing down black men. Like, I come on here, I really don't try to bash black men. I just try to kind of help them, try to let them see things from a different perspective of black women, how we feel about them, what our issues is, what our problems is. We want y'all to be better. We want y'all to do better. We want y'all to be the kings that y'all are. But then y'all turn around and you do some weird ass shit like this and you want people to feel sorry for you. He came on and did an interview and said, where he responded on his podcast saying that somebody's trying to extort him for money. We don't give a fuck. I hope they get you for every dime you possibly worth. I hope they get you you need to be in jail. You need to be in jail, okay? That was disgusting. And for you to even remotely think that was funny shows that you have some type of urges in your body that makes you attracted to this. Because behind that dark humor is somebody's truth, and it's sick, period. That's my thoughts on that. It just seems like him and Tiffany is just trying to get like sympathy. You're not getting sympathy. You're not going to pull the why we tear down black men card. Like, you're not going to pull the we tear down black women card. You're not pulling none of that because we're not on your side. Like, that shit was disgusting. And whoever was sitting there directing the kid to do the things that he was doing in the video need to be in jail. Like, you need more than jail, but I'm not, I'm not one to judge. So I know you're all are wondering, when did Aries call me a bitch? So let's jump in on that. So anybody who follows me on Instagram knows that I am heavily supportive of Rizza Islam. Like, I love him. I love him. I love what he stands for. I love what he's fighting for. I love that you can't break him. I love that he just don't care about nothing that's going on in this world. He's going to say what he has to say, and he's going to stand for what he believes in, and he's going to get as much people to wake up as possible. So y'all know, like, all of the craziness with the last year, Rizza was like really heavy. He's still really heavy. He's still going heavy. So he was trying to get on a lot of different platforms. People were scared to bring him on their platform because they didn't want the backlash, or they didn't want to get demonetized, or they didn't want whatever was going to come, whatever negativeness was going to come from having this man on their podcast. So a lot of people were afraid to speak up against what was going on last year. And Rizza was trying to get on as many platforms as he can so that he can like get his word out to as many people as possible so they could see what's going on. Kind of what I was doing. That's why I'm banned on Instagram. If you try to at me on Instagram, you'll see that I'm still banned. Like, with all no respect, Instagram, okay? Because they blocked me on everything. Well, they didn't block me on everything, but you can't mention me, which is cool. And I don't really want to be mentioned anyway. Like, keep my name out your mouth. That's how I feel. So it's like, thank you for doing that. But it's just like, I didn't ask you to do that. So I was like heavily supporting Rizza. And he used to say on his page all the time, hey, go to this person's page and tell them to bring me on their show. Last year, I think it was around August, September, I can't remember the exact date, Rizza had posted on his page, hey, tell Aries Spears to bring me on his show. Like, I don't know if he said an exact phrase, but he basically was saying, go on his page and tell him to bring him on the show. And me being a supporter of him, I'm gonna go do it. And I really want to know why people were so afraid to bring this man on their show. I feel like if enough people were saying something, they would actually, do it. I do this. I say things. I'm not a troll. I'm not a celebrity troll. I don't be on celebrities' pages talking shit and doing all kind of stuff. But for this particular movement, I felt very strongly about what was happening. I really wanted to get as many people woke as possible as to what was going on. And if somebody can get on any major platform that's going to help my cause, my personal cause, I'm in 100% full support of them. So I did go to these people's pages. I think he was probably the only person that I actually went on. And just my brain just thinking like, this nigga don't give a shit about my comment. He's not going to say nothing nothing back to me. And little did I know, I don't know how he was able to mention me, because nobody can mention me. But I think this was around the time before I started getting banned from being mentioned. I think this might have been before that, but I don't know how he was able to add me. But he ended up adding me, and he ended up saying this to me, and I was shocked. I was shocked. I was just like, did this nigga just call me a bitch? Like, I can't believe this nigga just called me a bitch. Like, in a way, in the context that he said it, it was just like, bitch, please. But like, it was just unnecessary to me, because I felt like I might have said something that triggered him, but like, it wasn't even that deep. Like, for you to say, bitch, please, it's in the works. Like, all you had to say was, it's in the works. No, I'm not scared. It's in the works. Like, that's all you had to say. But I can't tell people how to respond to people. So I kind of just let it slide. I was just like, this nigga feel like real comfortable just calling me out my name like that. Like, you don't even fucking know me. But I guess I kind of struck a nerve, obviously. But just hearing recently how he's talking about the person that's suing him, he called her a bitch too. And I'm just like, well, maybe he's just comfortable calling women bitches. Like, that's just his thing. So who am I to say, like, but that's what happened with that. That's why, you know, ever since then, I kind of look at this like, you raccoon looking ass motherfucker. Like, you got the audacity to call somebody a bitch. Now look at you. Okay? Now look at what you're going through. Look at that karma.
You should have never called me a fat ass Kelly Price.
Okay, and I hope you rot. I hope he rots for that. I hope this don't die down either. The reason why I'm so like adamant about, you know, or reason why I just started speaking about this in general was because I don't like the fact that of the way the industry is going, or the way the industry has been. I wish the industry would change to make it easier for a lot of people to do something that they love or that they want to do. Like, for people to actually have a passion and pursue it without giving up, you know, without selling their soul. I'm just such in strong support of movements of people starting their own production. You know, that's why I be heavy on YouTube, supporting people with their short films, watching people's stuff. Like, I'm just so in support of people being independent, because I know that when it comes to wanting money and wanting fame, people can get so dirty and it could get so disgusting. And it has people making difficult choices in their life to choose from their passion and wanting to do something. I'm one of those people to have to choose between wanting to be a regular person and not having to deal with any of that sick shit, or wanting to actually be a top person in the industry as far as when it comes to acting and things like that. I kind of found myself letting acting go, or not heavily pursuing it, because A, I saw how hard it was to get into the industry, and B, I saw how hard it was to remain in the industry, and C, I saw how messed up a lot of people were after being in the industry. I'm too strong-minded to be a part of something that would make somebody have to make it, that would force me to have to make a choice. Rather, I want to be God-fearing and believe in God, or, you know, do things the right way, or go down this dark path or this dark road with these dark people that do drugs, or that, you know, worship whatever they worship, and just try to suck you in into making a choice about what type of lifestyle you want to live. It's just, to me, it's sick. And I'm not in support of that. So when I see them tearing people down who are playing part and putting their hands in destroying people, I'm all for it. I don't know whoever else was involved in all of the sick stuff that goes on that they put out there. But this is the first time we have video proof. And I'm sure this video resurfaced because they're black. And it's just like, yeah, take down the black people. I agree. It probably is to destroy black people. But you should have never did it. Why are you doing it? Why are you there? That was so weird. Why did you think that was funny? What's happening right now? Like, I don't think either one of them have kids. I don't know if he has kids or not. I didn't even look. But if you do got kids, why would you even want to do something like that? You just have a thought of you're probably enticing a pedophile somewhere. Like, you're enticing somebody to enjoy this, even though you're trying to be funny. Somebody somewhere is zooming in on this little boy. So I was just shocked when he called me a bitch, but I'm like, whatever. I didn't I think I mentioned it on my story, but I didn't make it like a big deal about it. It was like, whatever, nigga. Like, I've been called worse, but I'm not gonna like self-blame and say I deserve that, because I don't ever feel like a man should ever call a woman out her name. I don't feel like a man should ever be degrading to a woman, especially me as a black woman. I don't think that a man should be degrading to a woman, especially when what she said wasn't even that deep. I didn't call him out his name. I didn't say anything bad to him, but are you scared? It was a question. It was a fucking question. Like, are you scared? No, I'm not scared. You want to toss a little bitch in there like a fucking parsley? Okay, whatever. I don't care. But that's just my thoughts on that. This is crazy. This is craziness. Like, all of this. Like, what the fuck is going on in this world? Like, y'all been acting really fucking crazy since 2020. I told a friend of mine I used to have high expectations of celebrities. Like, I used to think, when I was younger, I used to think celebrities were so smart and, you know, they're on TV. They're probably the smartest people in the world. They're rich. Like, this is my thoughts as a child. Like, and even in my early 20s, like as an adult, I'm still thinking like celebrities are smart people. The older I get, the more I see some of these celebrities, most of these celebrities are fucking stupid. Like, I felt like they found the dumbest people in the world to be famous sometimes. It's like, they found them a puppet, somebody who doesn't think for themselves, somebody they can manipulate. Because you watch these people get into shit and be a part of stuff that they don't have to be a part of. Getting wrapped up in things. And you listen, I forgot which video I was listening. I think it was a video with, Farrakhan. I was watching a video with Farrakhan and how he said most people get messed up because of sex. Sex is the main source to a lot of these problems that's happening in the industry. And I'm seeing this play out in tenfold. Like, he used a lot of examples. All of these situations that happen that towards celebrities is always about something sexual. Majority of the time, not all the time, but majority of the time it's always about something sexual. So control your urges, because you don't want to get in some bullshit. You don't want to be Aries Spears. Like, you don't want to be this fucking nigga doing dumb. Why would you do that? Like, what was you thinking about? What made you say, ooh, that's going to be funny? Because that shit was not funny at all. It was nothing funny about that. Tiffany, don't try to run away either. Because you facilitated it. Somebody made a good comment. Like, you didn't walk off. Like, this is like a setting of, they said that this is not like a movie. What was I watching? The Don't Call Me a White Girl podcast. So it was like, this is not a movie setting where you just come and do your part and then you go back to your trailer or you leave. Like, this is like a short film or something. Like, you were still in the room. You still saw what was happening and you still chose to be a part of this in the end. You chose to allow them to put it out. Like, did somebody threaten you? It makes you start really thinking about what's going on. Same way I'm thinking about the parents. Like, did somebody threaten you? Did somebody force you to put your kid in this? For her to say that she was trying to help the kid get in Disney, I don't never want my kid to be famous that bad. I don't even want to be famous that bad. Let alone having my kid be subject to being exploited and having something forever be somewhere where somebody can access and see what somebody's done to you. These kids will forever be traumatized and tortured. I'm not sure how old they are now, which they're probably adults or just getting into being adults, because I don't know what year that this came out, but this is like traumatizing. And for people, whoever is having sympathy for them, you could rot right in the hell that they would probably be going to. I'm not going to even say that somebody's going to hell, because I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect person, so I would never like say, oh, this person's going to hell. You know, God is the ultimate judge of who's going where and how somebody's life is going to go. That's not my job. But if it was my job, I already know. Okay. I'm going to end it there because I didn't want this video to be too long. I just kind of wanted to touch on the situation, touch on the topic, share my experience with this nigga. Like, because we What you call me a bitch for? I still felt some type of way about that. I know this ain't the motherfucker that called me a bitch. Wrapped up in some bullshit now. I slick had an aha moment. Like, that's what you get. That's what you get. And I don't be plotting on people's downfall. But this, you deserve it. If it was some other shit, I'd probably feel bad for you. Like if it was something like, damn, why they doing that nigga like that? It's not that serious. This is that serious because I watched it. Like that shit is out there. Next topic. And they need to take that whole podcast down. The people in the podcast, I don't care how close y'all are to this people. I wouldn't even want no ties to this man. I know they feel some type of way. I was looking at the interview with him and the white guy sitting next to him. And that guy just looking like, damn, why did I go in business with this? That's how he was looking. Like, go watch the video. Like, he looking real crazy. He looking like he trying to be a supportive friend, but he like, damn, man, why did you do that? Like, and now I'm stuck with you because we got a whole podcast together. I will respectfully dismiss myself from, I don't care what type of friendship we had. That was disgusting. If I find out some weird shit about my friends, we are not associating no more. I don't care what type of relationship we had, what we, no, bro, you're weird, okay? I didn't even know you was on that. I didn't even know that's what type of time you was on. I didn't even know that that's what you was doing. I didn't even know that's how you think. He probably got kids. He probably sitting here thinking about his kids. Like, damn, I done introduced this man to my kids. I know everybody who introduced him to their kids or know him is probably looking real crazy right now. But anyway, I'll holla at y'all. Watch my other videos. Let me know what y'all thoughts are in the comments.